All right, this is MobileGamerNerd, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends Champion Spotlight. Yeah, today's a no-brainer. I mean, I decided to do her because I have a lot that I can show with her. It's Scyl of the Drakes, everyone's favorite legendary free hero that everyone gets. Isn't that great? I don't know if there's a correlation between everyone getting her and being everyone's favorite, but we'll just take it as it is. So, what does Scyl do and why is she so awesome? Well, this is why. We'll tell you. Skills. She attacks one enemy, has a 20% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Also has a 30% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 15%. Amazing. Drop speed and turn meter reduction are the best skills ever. A2 attacks all enemies 2 times. Each time has a 20% chance of placing a stun debuff. Even better, this is great for crowd control. You can use her in waves where the higher dungeons where you're having trouble and the monsters are basically one shot in your ass. Yeah, that's when Scyl is really going to shine because you're going to have her coming in and stunning them, and then they can't hit you, and that solves the problem, right? You've got a revive with 50% HP, and she places an ally protect. So this is really good, especially because she brings so much other utility that she also can revive and keep them alive long enough for them to get healed. And then the best passive ever, heals all allies by 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn, and places an increased speed buff on a random ally for 2 turns. Also awesome. She basically is a passive heal every time, so you want her to be getting as many attacks as possible. Now, we put her in the Brimstone Blessing. We ended up getting a 1-star version of her from a pull. I would have bought her with the little coins, but I didn't have to, so it worked out for me. So Smite is great because it gives her that little bit of extra damage because she's not too damage intensive. She's mostly there to control the crowd. All right, masteries. We went down the defense tree and the support tree. This is basically a hybrid of what some people will use for her to make sure that she can get her stuns. We've got her in resist. We've got her in decrease the damage received by this champion with a critical hit. We want her to stay alive. You've got some shielding and healing, obviously, because you want her heals to do more healing. Heals the champion when a enemy is healed. That's always good in the arena. Has a 50% chance to remove debuffs. You want her moving at all times. You don't want her stopping, standing, nothing. There's no stopping or standing in this area of the game. Then you've got a chance to put a leech down when she stuns, which is nice. And we've also got a little counterattack if she loses a lot of HP. And then we go all the way down support, basically all the accuracy stuff. We want to decrease her cooldowns. We want to make sure that she decreases turn meters. That's really what we like with her. And then she increases chances of placing all her buffs. And then she ends with a nice little 50%, I mean, not 50%, 50 plus accuracy, because we want her accuracy to be insanely high so she lands those frickin' stuns and her decreased speed, everything. We want her landing all of her buffs. Now, personally, I have her in Relentless. There's one downside to this. And the downside to this is that she can still die. All right. If you put her in I would say a regen or a lifesteal, something like that, I feel like she has more longevity. However, most dungeons that you're going to be using her in, you're going to have a secondary healer probably, like Apothecary, and that one will speed her up and get her HP back so that way she doesn't die and can live long enough to resurrect everyone else. Now, I've got her in Relentless because we want her to take more and more turns, and this gives her an 18% chance of getting an extra turn, which is awesome on her because that means every time she gets an extra turn, she's going to heal your whole team and she's going to drop turn meter more and she's going to do all that stuff over and over again. And I actually had her in a fight we just did in my last few videos where she literally got like 3 or 4 attacks in a row, I think 2 or 3 times. So she can definitely do some serious healing, keep your team alive, keep the monsters stunned, and make sure that they don't move. Now, her total stats as of right now for my team is 39,140 HP. She's got 1,729 attack. She's got almost 4K defense. We want to get that up to 5 or 6 probably. Speed is 178, very slow. You want to get her somewhere over 200. Crit rate 65, not great, not terrible. It is what it is. Crit damage 128. Just give her a little bit more damage, but honestly, I don't give a crap how much damage she does. I just want her to land her stuns. Accuracy right now is 269. Probably want to get that over 300. And resistance, while not super important, is very important because you want her to keep attacking. And if she's stunned or if she's frozen or whatever, well, guess what? She can't do anything. So that's the point. Get her resist up if you can. Get her defense up because the more defense she has, the more attack she has. So that's Scyl. Now, Why is she so good? What does she do? Well, she is she's essentially your mid-game killer. All right. And what that means is that you're going to have trouble with a lot of the dungeons in this game. A lot of them. All right. And Scyl essentially unlocks your final level for almost all of these dungeons. All right. Dragon, you can beat without her. However, stage 20, we use her. All right. Now, I just switched in this guy, Archmage, just for fun, but you don't need him. We're gonna, you know what? Yeah, we'll leave him in there for now. Yeah, you know what we'll do? We'll take him out. We'll take him out. I want you guys to see it without all the extra hubbub, hubby bubby, all the extra hubby bubby. We'll put Apothecary in there just because I feel like it. All right, start. So essentially, when you first get Scyl, I think at least for me personally, I was about, yeah, you're gonna, well, not everybody, you're gonna be 6 months in. That's when you get her. So yeah, at that point you should be pushing the higher levels and the higher dungeons. If you've been pulling shards and you got lucky and got some really good heroes and maybe farmed a lot of gear in that time, really push missions. I mean, you might not even really need Scyl to get to stage 20. That's just kind of how the game works. We're doing mystery shards only, so obviously crap's going to be a lot slower for this boy. But Scyl essentially unlocks all your stage 20 dungeons. It's pretty crazy. So she comes in here, and the first thing you're going to notice when you start getting to the higher levels is that the waves are going to do. Look at that! One hit almost killed my Kale. All right, you're going to notice that wave enemies are a lot stronger. They have tons more health. They're going to get a lot more turns. You can't just one shot nuke them. And of course, what's going to end up happening is your whole team's going to wipe. Now, what Scyl does is she stuns the whole team, as you can see. She gets as many of those stuns up as possible. It slows the turn order down, essentially, literally and figuratively, because she does decrease turn meter. She stops people from attacking, and she stuns them, which also stops them from attacking. All of these things are very helpful to not dying. So even if your team is a little bit underbuilt, kind of how my team is, because you literally just got here. It's not like you've been playing for 7 years and you're like, oh, Dragon 25 is easy. It's like, yeah, that's great. You've been playing for 3 years and you have a ton of heroes. This is for people who are just getting here and literally just got Scyl. Now, Syl's also good for later on. Like, she's literally one of the best heroes in the game. Some would argue the best hero in the game. So, and she's free. But essentially, she'll keep everybody healed. She stops those fights from when you get hit with an AoE, and then all of a sudden, half your team is like really close to dying, and say a cooldown is on for like Apothecary where he can't heal. That's where Scyl comes in because she will heal everybody every single time she gets an attack. And if you're lucky, she'll even pop in twice or 3 times and heal you 3 times in a row, and then your whole team's back to max health. Well, maybe not max. That's kind of pushing it. But max, no. No, but kind of max. Sort of max. Really 10% times 3, so that's 30% extra health. But yeah, like I said, paired with another healer like Apothecary or Valerie or even both, as you can see in this team, keeps your team alive, keeps everybody going, and then if these guys happen to get a one-shot off on Kale, then Scyl comes in and revives them. Now, we did beat this up to stage 23. I just did it in my progression video, so you'll see that if you want to watch that. Scyl was able to get us through it very, very easily because she just keeps everyone alive. And if you get that random one shot, you're back up. You're back up in the business of kicking ass and smacking dragons. And the Relentless is really, I think, where she really gets that extra oomph by getting the extra attacks. Sometimes you get unlucky and it doesn't work, but you know, sometimes is sometimes, and then sometimes you do. But the good news is that if you're auto farming, then you just put her in your team and you don't really have to worry if she's really built well with a lot of defense. You don't have to worry about anyone really losing the fight. The fight might take longer because someone gets randomly one shot or you get a big hit and everybody kind of dies. I have had fights where literally she is the only one left and she got the whole team back up before the fight ended. So it is what it is. At least she can get those extra turns to get her revive off more, and she has the reduced cooldowns, and she has extra turns. It's like there's just so much stuff that just keeps her running that you just end up winning every fight. But when I got her, I was able to beat every single 20 dungeon except for Spider. It did push my Spider game up though, because she's very helpful for like stages 15 to 18 and 19. Very helpful. Sorry, not 19, up to 18. She's very helpful for 15 through 18, getting you through those if you are having trouble in those fights. You just got to make sure that she's not the target. That's all. That's the only downside to her. If she becomes the target, then it's over because she can't maintain without some kind of healing. But remember, we're talking about teams that have very, very few healers and no healers that are super insane. Like my Apothecary is my strongest healer at this point, and he is not even that strong. He's literally just getting to that point where he's like kind of OP, but not really. He definitely outlasts a lot of my heroes. He definitely has a lot of defense too, and he's got a lot of speed. And he finally got that 5-star, so that's good. Now, Smite is the best thing for her because, like I said, she's a boom, 173k damage just from her Smite, which is very helpful because a lot of times she might get left by herself and you want her to continually do damage. And by getting Smite up as a debuff, it lets her keep doing damage while still working on building your team back up and getting them healed and resurrected. And it does a ton of damage, which is even better. Wall of Fire, look at that. Another hit from Smite, always good. Even the nerfed version, as they call it, of Smite, like, don't get it twisted. It is still highly useful. It still pops up. You're going to get a ton of attacks in these fights, so you have plenty of chances to get a Smite up. And you only really need Smite to pop up once in a while for it to really help you beat the game. Just to get, to beat the fight. Just so you know, on stage 23, she got a Smite off right at the last second. My team got one shot except for her and I think one other person, and then Smite kicked in and killed the dragon at the last second. So yeah, Smite can help you win and help you get through fights, which is really why we put it on her. We're gonna get hit with that crap right before. Let's see, watch. It's probably gonna happen again. Oh, nope. Apothecary with the bitch slap. All right, there you go. So look at that damage. Look at that. Kale did 2 million. Scyl did 1 million. So all your damage is Kale. But yeah, as you can see, she still does decent damage, even at with not much attack and low defense. She still does a reasonable amount of damage to heroes. So yeah, that's in Fire. Dragon Boy. Fire Dragon Man. Mr. Dragon Boy. Let's see, where else do we use her? Let's go in. We go into Ice Golem. She is also in my stage 20 team. See? Right there, stage 20. Start. And this is a really good team for her because sometimes you'll get one shot by you'll get like defense down on your whole team. And then immediately he'll counter with his HP dropping attack, which will end up just hitting you, one-shotting your whole team, and then everyone's dead. This is the fight that I had her revive my entire team, and it was great. She revived them. Everybody was happy. Everyone came back. We won the fight. The Ice Golem was pissed off and went back to his mommy. But other than that, I mean, I was fine with it. I was happy. I don't care if the Ice Golem's upset that I beat him 535 times or whatever the number was on my other video. He can kiss my butt. That's what I'm saying. That's the point of this video, is because of Scyl, Ice Golem can kiss my butt. Imagine that was the actual point of this video. Like, listen, I don't care if you can beat Ice Golem or you like Scyl. I want the Ice Golem to kiss my butt. Now, there's a lot of death going on here because of the reflect damage. Unfortunately, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but it doesn't matter because, look, everyone's back to normal. And that's how it works. Because the starting 5 is really good. This is why I say the starting 5 is good up until stage 15, usually. Because eventually you get to this point where there's too many tricks. There's too many tricks in the game. There's reflect damage, there's block damage, there's counterattack, there's word jerks and just want to kill your team with one hit. Like there's all kinds of stupid, annoying fights that you're going to be coming up against. And most of the time, the best option is just to stop them from getting attacks. That's it. Stop them from getting attacks. And that's where you're going to find also Archmage Helmet is going to come in also, because he's kind of like got the same stuff that Scyl has in the sense that he can stun the crap out of an entire team. So those heroes get more and more valuable the further in the game you go. The beginning, you were really just getting a reviver because, you know, that way you don't have a loss just because somebody accidentally died. Like right here, if Kale died, if this was my normal team, That would kind of be almost it. Like I've had Valerie win, but like it'll just take really long and then the fight's going to go 20 minutes. Now that you have Scyl, you just revive the dumbass. And then you don't have to worry about him being as defensive. Optimally, you want him to stay alive, but hey, we can't all be perfect, you know? It saddens me that the Ice Golem is the most annoying fight as far as just being boring, but he looks kind of badass with his little like baby dagger. He's like, I have a giant hammer and a tiny dagger. Now, my question about his design is he's getting smacked with swords, halberds, bows and arrows, meteors, staffs, magic, death's magic right there. He's getting hit with all this crap. My question here is how are those icicles staying on his armor? You would think they'd just fall off. See what? There we go. There's that magic bullcrap fight that just happened. All right, so that is the second time that that's happened, and I'm still on. If someone can tell me why that keeps happening, sometimes it only happens like once every. You know what it happens when I'm on stream? That's when it happens. When I'm doing a video, and you know what? I've learned to just roll with the punches. We're gonna run that again. You know what? I think I actually changed this team. I think that might be why. I put what's her name in here? I put Dark Alhain in here. I usually keep Valerie on stage 20 because it's more defensive. But still, why did he get that attack twice? I don't know. I feel like this guy's a jerk. I don't farm this guy that much, so it doesn't really affect me too much. This is now the second time I've done a video and it happened. I think I'm just an idiot and there's something going on that I'm not paying attention to. I think that's really what it is. I don't think there's like some magical glitch going on because that doesn't happen very often. And now it's the second time it's happened. So I'm assuming it is not just a glitch at this point, unless maybe it is a glitch. He just likes to use that attack twice. He's like, screw you. I kill you. But we're going to let it slide. We're going to let it slide this time. Because we're good people. And we believe that everyone will lose this game once in a while. It actually makes the game more fun. If I was going to just win every time, we wouldn't have moments like that where I'm trying to show you about an awesome team and then I get my ass handed to me. Now, if it happens twice, now we got to talk. There's that defense down. Hopefully you can get the remove debuffs in before anything crazy happens. There you go. Yeah, I definitely use Valerie in here. I don't know why I brought her in there, but the funny thing is I've brought other heroes in here and never had a problem. So I guess maybe Dark Alhain has fallen off for me. Who the hell knows? Who knows what's going on? I don't know what's going on. Why am I showing you what to do? I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. I mean, seriously, who plays a game and doesn't summon anything? Like, you'd have to be a real dumbass to do that, right? Like, why would you play this game and not summon ancient shards, right? For those who don't know, I'm just making fun of myself, essentially. Because I'm that dumbass. But it is fun, I'm not going to lie. It's made me really look at a couple of heroes that I normally wouldn't. Like, I'm actually building that stupid dumb hat guy. I put it on, I think I talked about him in one of my other videos for Shadowkin. I call him Stupid Hat Guy. I don't even know his name. That's how much I care about him. But he's the uncommon Shadowkin, and I've been building him. And he is starting to make me feel dumb for calling him stupid. Because he's actually kind of strong, which is the weird part. Like, his main attack does really good damage. Uh-oh, this is going to be bad. We're going to get one shot. We're going to get one shot. I'm, like, always scared of it when it happens now. I'm like, oh, no, not again. Like, when's he going to do it? This is why the shield is helpful from Valerie. He better not do it again in like 2 seconds, or I'm going to be really pissed. There we go. All right, so now it's working as intended, which is good. I hope we get one shot again so I can look like a real moron. This is why getting her defense up is very important, so that crap like that doesn't happen. And I mean, look, she didn't really take that much damage. It's so weird how that just happens. I guess they can only take one of those hits. We're dropping hits. And yes, I am aware that my fights are very long. I apologize. My guys are not very strong. They're strong enough to get the job done. That's what they are. But as you can see, Scyl is really good. I mean, there's not much here else to say about her. I wish there was like some crazy stuff I could really talk about with her, but she's just good everywhere. There's nothing in her kit. The only time she might screw you up is when you have a boss that counteracts her decreased turn meter. Like what is it, like Bommel. Like I bring her in there and then he just drops bombs all day. Oh nice, we got an attack boot. I'll probably sell it, but we'll keep it for now. So there we go. We won for real this time. Let's go back to the map. Now, as far as Fire Knight, I don't remember. Let's look. Team Fire Knight. Fire Knight 20. Okay, so we have her in our Fire Knight 20 team. I think we'll show this. I don't think we're going to do Spider today. I don't want to make this video super long. But I do want to show her in at least a couple of places so that you can see that she is good. I mean, granted, I don't think I've met anyone who doesn't know who Scyl is and doesn't know that she's good. So there's that. But figure we'll show her everywhere. If you're interested in seeing her in Spider, you can watch my Spider video. But I really wanted to show exactly how good she is in pretty much all the dungeons. You can use her in potion keeps. You can use her in Hydra. You can use her anywhere. She's pretty much good for everything. When they say there's a hero that's an all-rounder, well, this is your all-rounder hero. She's like Armiger, but on steroids. I actually kind of believe that Scyl is Armiger. All right, so hear me out. This is my conspiracy theory. So I feel like Armiger wears the helmet because he doesn't want everyone to know that he is Syl's little sister. All right? And the helmet blocks anyone from knowing that. That's my hypothesis. That's my theory. I'm sticking with it. All right? But as you can see, they are wearing somewhat the same colors. I realize that she is a barbarian and he is not, but that does not matter because he left the barbarian tribe so that she could make her own way. So Armiger is not a man. Armiger is a girl. Prove me wrong. Wouldn't it be funny if Raid Shadow Legends now comes out with a new Armiger and it's a girl? And they're like, no, Armiger is a girl. And MobileGamerNerd caught it. I'd be like, yeah, I know. I'm smart. To be honest, that actually would be pretty funny if they did that. It's Ultimate Armor Girl. That was a terrible joke, and I apologize. So as you can see, we are getting a lot of those stuns. This is definitely a fight where having a little bit of extra shield helps when you don't have Scyl. I know some of my older videos with Fire Knight, we used Valerie in a shield set that keeps everyone alive. That way you don't have to worry about it. But with Scyl, you don't have to actually have the shield anymore because she just heals them up. And if someone gets in the head, then she just picks them back up. So the other option here instead of Scyl would be someone with shield set that just helps keep everyone alive. Most of this team is in some kind of a regen or lifesteal, so it doesn't really affect them as much. But having Scyl in here is much better because it doesn't stop your fight from progressing. It keeps it so that you can keep getting anyone up, unless obviously Syl's the one that gets one shot, in which case you probably don't have enough defense on her. Or everyone else is dead and they just targeted her, so you would have died anyway. Locking that revive, making it count. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm also playing Kingdom Story. It's a really dumb game. And honestly, if I had to take any game and say, this game's fun for at least a month, it would be Kingdom Story. The only downside to Kingdom Story is once you get to a certain point in the game, it's near impossible to level your heroes and build them. It's literally just a waiting game. It's almost like an idle game, but there's no real idle aspect other than getting gold and food. But yeah, check it out. It's a Three Kingdoms game. Very fun. Back to our regularly scheduled program. So, Scyl, she has the reduced turn meter. She also has the revive, which helps keep you alive. So now we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 turn meter reduction specialists in this fight now, which makes it go much easier because then you just get the shield down. And then you don't have to worry about getting the shield down anymore because they just keep reducing the turn meter. There you go. You just sort of get a bunch of attacks at once. So now those two, oh wow, we got 2 decreased turn meters in. Wow, there's some glitching going on. Did you see that? I think Polarium might be falling apart on here. It looked like Scyl just did a freaking something from that movie VHS where somebody's freaking out in the camera. For those of you who have seen that movie, it's a horror movie, and I apologize if you're scared of that kind of stuff. Don't watch it. Creepy flip out Scyl. Wow, everybody's missing now, and she missed. That was the important one that they missed. Wow, everyone's getting resisted. Look at this. Making us all look like jackasses. Oh, good, we got the smite off. And look at all those attacks she's getting. 3 attacks and she missed, what, all of them for turn meter reduction? That's what we like to call in the business an ass. This would have been a good time for her to get 3 attacks in a row. There we go. All right, we're back in business. Are we going to keep getting resisted? I don't know. We're the right affinity, too, which makes this even more aggravating. There you go. Look at that. Finally, everyone's hitting their decreased turn meters. Because the point here is just let him not get an attack. There we go. All the decreased turn meters. Now she comes in, decreased speed, even better. Now he's slow. This is the best case scenario. He's got very low turn meter, and he's got drop speed. So you should be able to keep him in check now as long as everyone lands their stuff. Which, as you can see, happens often where they just decide not to land them. Because that's how my team is. They actually do it for spite, is really what it's about. They're like, you know what? F you. I don't care about your stupid video. I don't care if people want to see a quick fight. We're not going to give that to you. You can decrease my butt instead of the turn meter. But this is basically your accuracy playing. So yeah, this is why I have Scyl with high accuracy, which as you can tell, she's still missing because she has a lower chance of hitting it. I think. What was it? 20%? I forgot what it said. So you're gonna have fights like this where she doesn't decrease turn meter ever, and then you'll have fights where she's just non-stop, and then the fight's over. There you go. Decrease turn meter again with Soulbon, and we're back in business again. We're laying things to rest, dropping defenses, stunning their asses. Fire Knight kind of looks like an old man. I can't tell through the gate of his face. So I'm glad you guys like watching 10-minute videos of dungeons and how they work. It's always fun. It's always a fun experience, is what it is. It's funny, I'll go back and watch my videos just to make sure there's no like sound issues or like twitches. Sometimes there are. Sometimes even I don't understand the shit I'm saying. So, yeah, I apologize. So there we go. Scyl. Everybody in here making moves, decreasing turn meter. Scyl is the master. So, what the purpose of this video is to tell you that Scyl is great. And you can use her anywhere. You can use her in all the dungeons as long as there's no affinity issues. She's great. There's only a few hand-picked dungeons that I would not use her in, and it's not even that I wouldn't use them in that dungeon. It just means I wouldn't use her for like a specific affinity level. That's it. So that's Scyl basically. She is a great hero to add to your roster. I would personally max her skills as soon as you get her and just get her in the fight. She is one of the best heroes that I have ever gotten in this game, and she is the reason that I was able to beat Nightmare Campaign. I mean, I put her and Drexstar together, and that was how we beat Nightmare Campaign. Was literally her and Drexstar. They just keep reviving, healing, provoking, and that's it. You got Drexstar in Lifesteal. You got her in the Relentless, and you've got a winning team for Nightmare. We didn't 3-star everything yet, but we beat everything. So the campaign is beaten completely. The only hard part that we had was really fighting the Valkyries, and that wasn't even with Scyl. I did that before I got Scyl. So there you go. All right. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys want to build Scyl when you get her. I can't imagine anyone that doesn't. It's almost like a no-brainer. She's in the arena all the time. You're going to see her there, and you're going to hate her because she'll revive Death Knight. But you know what? It is what it is. That's what it is. She's great, and everyone, they're just showing how much they love her and her abs. Yes, she has a 12 pack, right? A 900 pack. It's a 6 pack, but it looks like a 13 pack. She's got a belly button muscle. It's very strong. That's how she does her stuns. All right, so this is Scylla the Drakes. This is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and you guys take care.